got another steal! Put a sock in it, Carson. Hey folks, this week was the first week of Battle Rounds on Season 7 of The Voice, and to help preserve what's left of my sanity, we're going to talk about both nights in one review because I really don't like the Battle Rounds. The first battle of the week on Monday night was from Team Pharrell with Elyjuh Rene versus Maiya Sykes. Now, Elyjuh is the dude that spells his name funny. Remember, he showed up at the auditions with his momager looking like a snow leopard and got Adam and Pharrell to turn around when he sang a Beyonce song. And Maiya is the girl that triple majored at Yale only to become a wedding singer and then got 4 chairs to turn after she oversang Stay With Me. The song Pharrell gave them for their battle was If I Ain't Got You. Oh, Lord have mercy. Not getting off to a very good start, are we? No, when they walked into the room and saw Alicia Keys, Elyjuh just squealed. I was like, damn, buddy, you done met a whole stack of famous people. Why are you going so crazy over this one for? And then, during rehearsal, said he couldn't hit the high notes. Well, we just heard you hit about 2 or 3 of them coming in the door, so just pretend like you're meeting Alicia Keys for the first time again. No, eventually Maiya played vocal coach trying to help him out. Probably gave him more useful advice than Pharrell and Alicia did, and she probably regrets it now, too. When they hit the stage, of course I hated the song, and it was chock full of over-the-topness, so I didn't like it at all, and Elyjuh still wasn't able to hit the high notes, but Pharrell declared him the winner anyway. Not surprising, but honestly, I don't see him lasting that deep into the competition. What with all those silly faces, over-dramatic faces that he makes when he's singing, it's kind of hard to take him seriously. Adam and Gwen both threw the T word at him. Theater, which its voice code speak for super gay. Next up was Team Adam with Chris Jamison versus Jonathan Wyndham. Now Chris was the guy that got 4 chairs to turn after over-singing Gravity, and Jonathan, of course, Cracker Barrel Boy. Another 4-chair turn, which doesn't mean a whole lot on this show anymore, but anyways, the song Adam gave them to battle with was Young Girls by Bruno Mars, and during rehearsal, Chris was all nerves. Adam and Stevie Nicks told him that he didn't have any reason to be nervous. Stevie was like, Michael Jackson once said, if you're well prepared, you don't have any reason to be nervous. Come on, Stevie. We can't all be Michael Jackson. It's a pretty tall order. You making poor Chris more nervous now than he probably already was. I mean, of course Michael Jackson didn't need to be nervous. Half his crowds was done fainted, and the other half would have been completely satisfied if he had just belched when he got on stage. But anyway, when they hit the stage, I thought Chris was somewhat better than Jonathan, but neither one of them was much to write home about, honestly. I think Chris has more potential, though, because Cracker Barrel Boy, he's just barely an okay singer that never should have got a 4-chair turn anyway, so I wasn't surprised when Adam declared Chris the winner. Next up is Team Gwen with Gene Kelley versus Sugar Jones. Now, Gene is that girl that couldn't quite pull off a Kelly Clarkson song for her audition, and Sugar is the girl with the semi-successful dad that sang that tired old Chain of Fools for her audition, and they both appropriately landed on Gwen's team. Now, for their battle, Gwen Stefani gave them a song that neither one of them was going to be able to pull off, Survivor by Destiny's Child, and it was painfully obvious during rehearsal that this song was just too big for the both of them. Oh, they sang it okay when they hit the stage, but this song requires a certain level of attitude that neither of these girls possess naturally, and they don't fake it very well either, so I thought it was kind of silly. The coaches all agreed that it was right down the middle, but Gwen declared Sugar the winner, and then Pharrell and Adam went in for the steal. Is y'all for real? I didn't think we'd be seeing no steals from Gwen Stefani's weak-ass team this season, but I guess standards are pretty low, so anyway, Gene went with Pharrell. Next up was Team Blake with Craig Wayne Boyd versus James David Carter, 3 named country boy versus 3 named country boy. Well, what a surprise. Now, James is the guy that credits Gwen Stefani with teaching him how to spell banana, even though he was already a grown-ass man when that song came out. And Craig is the wannabe rocker that had too much twang, so he became a Travis Tritt impersonator instead. The song Blake gave them for their battle was Wave on Wave, and I thought the song clearly favored Craig, but I think Blake clearly favored James, because he told him during his audition that it was the best country audition he'd ever seen on the show. Of course, he's mainly blowing smoke because he says stuff like that about every episode now, that something's the best he's ever seen. But as I recall, they didn't turn for Craig until late, so we knew where this one was headed. They both hit the stage with their guitars, and they both did a pretty good job. I think James has a more distinct voice, though, so I thought it was kind of pretty, so I was pretty happy when Blake declared him the winner. And then Gwen went and stole Craig, but she waited until he was down there backstage to hit her button, so waste of a steal, but whatever. Next up is Team Gwen again with Amanda Lee Peters versus John Taylor Williams, another pair of 3-namers. I'm starting to see a pattern here. Now, Amanda is the girl that dropped out of church to be a lesbian, and Taylor is the boy that serves drinks at a dog hotel. The song that Gwen gave them for their battle was Jolene by Dolly Parton. Not the song I would have picked for either one of them, but whatever. During rehearsal, I thought Taylor sounded a mess. Sounded like he screwed up, but I think he was actually meaning for the song to sound like that. It was enough for Gwen to toss the A word at him, though. She called him an artist, vocalist, and she called him that after his audition too, so we knew where this one was headed too. When they hit the stage, neither one of them was really that great. I mean, he was kind of dull, and she had a billy goat trying to break out of her, so I didn't really too much care one way or the other. We already knew Gwen was going to pick Taylor, though. Next up is Team Pharrell again with Griffin versus Luke Wade, and it was the last battle on Monday night, so you knew whoever lost was going to get stolen by somebody. Now, Luke had a 4-chair turn. Remember, he was the first audition of the season, and Griffin is that one-named good-looking bow tie salesman. The song that Pharrell gave them for their battle was Maybe I'm Amazed. I'm not amazed by his song choices. Quit picking wore-out songs, Pharrell. You was doing so good. Or that's what everybody was saying anyway, everybody except me. Griffin says he's only ever heard the song once or twice, so clearly he don't watch these singing shows. But anyway, during rehearsal, Alicia Keys told them she wanted them to turn this into an Aretha Franklin song, and I was like, oh, honey, no, please don't. When they hit the stage, the first good chunk of the song, Luke was singing, and Griffin was like circling around him like a rooster, and I was like, dude, is you even gonna sing? They took turns pretty much. I thought that was kind of strange. The whole thing was kind of strange, actually. I thought Luke was a little bit better of a singer. Griffin took more risks, though, but I didn't think his risks always paid off. What with that little squeals, the little girl screams that he lets out. I know they impress some people, but they don't impress me. And it almost sounded like Griffin and the band were doing two completely different songs because he was so far off. But no surprise, Pharrell declared Luke the winner, and then Gwen and Blake went in for the steal. Griffin went with Blake, though. Next up, Tuesday night. First up on Tuesday night was Team Pharrell again with Jordy, Searcy versus Taylor Phelan. Now, Taylor was the 4-chair turn, and Jordy was one of those poor souls that got their audition act to nothing, so we didn't even need to watch this one and know what was going to happen. The song Pharrell gave them for their battle was Break Even, and during rehearsal, Taylor was having trouble with some of the high notes, so Alicia Keys' advice to him was to push his belly out like he was going poop. Alicia, honey, you don't have to tell these people to get out there and sound like they're taking a big giant dump on the stage. Most of them do that pretty well on their own, especially when they're singing your songs. Oh, that was awful. I ought to be ashamed of myself, but I'm not. Anyway, when they hit the stage, they pretty much broke even. It was pretty good. Based on the auditions, though, we knew that Pharrell was going to pick Taylor, and he did. Next up was Team Adam with Alessandra Castronovo versus Joe Kirk. Boy, that Alessandra, but girl's got more syllables in her name than all of the 3 namers put together, don't she? I don't think they showed her audition. If they did, then she was pretty forgettable because I didn't remember her. And Joe Kirk is the kid from the Big Singing Family. I know y'all were like, which one? That doesn't really narrow it down a whole lot. No, the one that was suckered into joining Adam's team when Adam said that he felt like his big brother. I think I said it then, that he was going to regret it, and I was right. If I didn't say it, I probably should have said it. I know I was thinking it. I always think it when they go with Team Adam. But anyway, the song Adam gave them for their battle was Stay by Rihanna, and they both did pretty good with it, but I thought Joe's voice was a little bit annoying, and so I quite liked Alessandra, and I thought she performed the song a lot better, too. I believed her more, and apparently so did Adam, because he declared her the winner, even though Blake said that Joe gave one of the most perfect vocals he's ever heard, but he's saying that to everybody damn near this season. So anyway, but I did feel bad for poor little Joe. He was crying. Next up, it's the battle round hack snippets. Grant Ganser beat John Martin on Team Blake, and also on Team Blake, Tanner Linford beat Justin Jones. I think it's a pretty safe bet that Grant and Tanner are going to be duking it out in the knockout rounds. 2 little boys. And on Team Adam, Rebecca Samarin beat Clara Hong for a spot in the knockouts. And the last battle of the week, it's from Team Gwen again with Troy Ritchie versus Menlik Zergabachew something or other. Now, Menlik is the reggae singer that dropped out of high school, and Troy is the goofball with guitar. The song that Gwen gave them for their battle was Maneater by Hall & Oates. Did anybody else kind of think that she picked that based on Menlik's name? You know, Menlik, Man-Eater? Anyways, yeah, last battle of the week meant that they were both going to make it through to the knockouts. It was just a matter of whose team they ended up on. They both did fine with the song, so I didn't really care one way or the other. I didn't really love the performance, though. Gwen ended up going with Troy, and then, of course, Adam and Pharrell went in to steal Menlik, and Menlik, of course, went with Pharrell. So Pharrell is out of steals now. He kind of threw them away, didn't he? I was like, dude, why'd you throw away both your steals on people from Gwen's team? I don't know, but anyway, I thought it wasn't too bad. I thought there were some promising people in the mix. I'm not all gloom and doom, but it wasn't really too great either. So leave me a comment and let me know what you thought about the show this week. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already, and come be my Facebook friend. I'll see y'all next week.